Hello and welcome to Clayview News Desk. We are reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. First, the headlines. The lofty objectives of the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) in Nigeria, upon inception in 1973 by the military administration retired General Yakubu Gowon, were to help foster integration, reconciliation, and national unity. Those objectives were relevant at the time, given the unique circumstances of the country. But now, the programs appears no longer feasible largely because of enduring inability of governments to consistently safeguard or facilitate the security and welfare of participants in various parts of the country. To be or not to be, we have reactions of some Abuja residents in this vox pop.
Nysc is not supposed to be scrapped. The only thing there is that it needs a review. The 1 year just allowing children to be roaming about the street, no skill, nothing, I think is not advisable. If they should go through military training, and at the end of every year we are producing almost 500,000 men with a lot of military training, the issue of insecurity can be as bad as it is today. Imagining when you have like 10 to 20 graduates in a particular compound who have enough military training during their NYSC orientations. The small children that we are calling banditry today can't just come there and pack people just like that and go. So they should devise this means of allowing children to go to private schools, collecting 20,000 naira in the name of serving the country for 1 year, or going to roaming about the street. I think is of no use. So they should channel it into maybe military training. If they should be trained for 1 year, 2 years, upon all the recruit is just 1 year training, and they are capable of defending themselves even without arms. So the NYSC training should be focused towards that. So Nigeria don't need to be recruiting new entrants every year into army, new entrants every year into police, new entrants every year into all those paramilitaries. Then graduates should just come in after 2 years of military training. So what do you need another 1 year training for to become a policeman? Then I think that is my opinion.
That establishment is the only forum that unites the youth of this country. And that system has been on ground for year immemorial. A lot of people have benefited in that scheme. Some of them, they met their beloved one, is their wife, they married, and today they are successful. And two, by learning the custom and tradition of where you are posted to, which is different from your own main custom. To me, if this scheme is put to stop, as others are clamoring, the benefit in it is more than the defect. What I thought the government should do is to buckle up in security, to mobilize enough forces that we counter this insecurity. If it needs the government to purchase arms that our military forces or other related forces can use to tackle this menace, they should provide the money, the resources.
This is where you find the future leaders for sure, future leaders of Nigeria, so don't scrape it. What I suggest that the government would do is give them security. Review the security and give it to them, because if you don't do this, I wouldn't know what's going to happen to the future. That's my own take. There's a lot of challenges per se, on security per se, in this nation. Okay, there are things that can be done. For example, you have to talk to the people themselves. What do you need? How can we serve you? What can you tell us? What are you going through? You have to listen to those who are involved to know what they want. From that, you can get your you can get your data to install security on the place?
It has been in existence since in the 70s, and some of us benefited from it. And also, the scheme is an avenue for most of the youths to have access to other parts of the country. Instead of using their phone to travel to these places, the scheme can expose many of them from other parts of the country to have access to parts of the country that it would have been difficult for them to go on their own. And if you think of scrapping it, then to some of us it is not good, it is not proper.
The Minister of Solid Minerals, Dele Alake, says the federal government is committed to ending illegal mining in the country's mining sector. Alake spoke when he led a federal government delegation to pay a condolence visit to the Oyo State government over Tuesday's explosion at Bodija Estate in Ibadan. The minister contended that powerful Nigerians were behind banditry associated with illegal mining in Nigeria. He said a lot of banditry, terrorism, and insecurity which were being associated with the mining sector were actually sponsored by illegal miners who are powerful people in the society. Alake disclosed that the federal government will await the final report of the forensic investigations into the causes, effects, and possible remedy to the Bodija Estate explosion. The senator representing the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Senator Ireti Kingibe, has lamented that all efforts to reach the FCT minister, Nysc Amidst, over insecurity in the capital city have been in vain. The FCT has been embroiled in heightened insecurity in recent months, with kidnapping for ransom and armed robbery becoming regular incidents in Abuja and indeed the 6 area councils. What could have made the FCT minister, Nysc Amidst, not to want to see or hear from the senator? Let's hear the lawmaker's lamentation and the solutions she has to proffer.
I even took it up at the highest echelon of government because I know that these things are really happening. I have lived in the FCT since 1988 and I can see how insecure it's become. But there are certain issues we need to address. Things like unemployment, empowerment, abandoned buildings all over the place, shanty towns coming up. And the solution to the shanty towns is not just demolishing them, because as soon as you demolish them, they crop up again somewhere else. We need, when we demolish them, to create some sort of viable alternative. Otherwise, the people must find somewhere to live, no matter how poor they are. They will make some other place a shanty town. Mpape, for months, they've been complaining about insecurity. Keti around Lugwe, all those places, and I can go on and on and on. But I must say, part of the problem we are having, there's a big disconnect between the minister of the FCT and the elected officials. And I'll be specific, the House of Rep member and myself. The truth of the matter is that the minister is new to the territory. We are the ones who have historical knowledge of the whole area. And it is imperative that we work together. If we don't work together, that's what is happening is exactly. I've never met the minister except when he came for appropriation. I have reached out to him several times. The minister, for some reason, thinks Senator Aduda is still the senator of the FCT. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So since I was prepared that when I go back this time, I'm going to bombard the minister with letters, since obviously just talking to him on the phone, sending messages, I have WhatsApp messages, everything I've sent to him, I've written him 1 or 2 letters, I don't get a response. And this is, FCT is not, I'm the highest elected official in the FCT, accountable to the people of FCT. And therefore, the person they bring their complaints to, and the person I have to convey, he is the Chief Security Officer of the Federal Territory. And therefore, the person in charge of security, and must account to the people and me as to why these things are not being resolved. I've also tried to sit with the security agency separately to ask what the issues are. Are they properly funded? They said yes, they are, and that they don't lack anything, but that the kidnappings are not true. But we are seeing, and I said that they are true. And now that the whole territory is screaming insecurity, 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 they can see that I wasn't exaggerating and I was just not trying to harass them for no reason.
President Bola Tinubu has kickstart moves to reconcile the national leader of the New Nigeria People's Party (NNPP), Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, and the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress (APC), Abdullahi Kanduje, ahead of his push for a second term in office in 2027. Sources confirmed that the president has communicated his intention to both leaders separately and has given them some time to inform their stakeholders of his intention and return at a later date to finalize the reconciliation process. President Tinubu met with Kanduje and some APC stakeholders from Kano State last week, Thursday, and met with Kwankwaso on Sunday, just as he plans to personally chair a reconciliation meeting where the two former governors of Kano State are expected to come with 2 persons each. There was mild drama at the Plateau State House of Assembly on Tuesday as former lawmakers of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), who were sacked by the Court of Appeal in November, moved to resume legislative duties. The sacked lawmakers, led by Isiaku Marin, stormed the assembly with their supporters, but the police prevented them from gaining access into the chamber. The court had sacked them on the grounds that the PDP had no structure and could not file candidate for the 2023 elections in Plateau. The court thereafter declared the 16 All Progressives Congress (APC) members who came second in the elections as winners. Although the former lawmakers kicked against the development, their protest regained momentum after the Supreme Court overruled the appeal court which sacked Governor Caleb Mutfwang. In its judgment on January 12, the apex court held that the lower court had in nullifying the governor's election, whereas the case of the former lawmakers could not be heard at the Supreme Court. The PDP legislator said the apex court ruling was binding on them. The Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Olakunle Oluomo, has been impeached by 18 lawmakers out of 26-member assembly during plenary presided over by the Deputy Speaker, Bolanle Ajayi. The assembly equally elected Oluodaise Elimide, who is currently representing Odeda State constituency at the assembly as the new speaker. Adekoke Adejanyu, an APC lawmaker representing Jewa North 1 State constituency, moved the motion for Oluomo's impeachment, while it was seconded by another APC lawmaker, Ademola Adeniran, who is representing Zakamo 2nd State constituency. Speaking to newsmen after his election as the new speaker, Elimide explained that the people of the state should expect the best from him.
We are law-abiding legislators, and that is why you have not seen violence all this while. We have our rules and orders in the House, and it gives us, both the standing order and the Constitution gives us the right to elect our Speaker. The Speaker is not in any way higher than members. He's just a first among equal. And whoever the members says is their Speaker is their Speaker. And that is what was demonstrated this afternoon. We just want to pass it to the whole world that there has been a change in the leadership of this honorable House. And at least 18 out of 26 members have unanimously signed, supported, and picked me to be their new speaker. I am not their boss. I am only the one that will speak for them, to guide their interest, to protect their interest. That is what we just have done, or we have just done. We expect our people, we plead with our people to please remain calm. We have adjourned for a week. We are in custody of all the authorities of the
You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Clayview News Desk, or via handled on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Clayview Online.